All right, let's do episode 2 of Sorry, This is a Podcast. Let's just start off with, I re-listened to the first episode and I was like, oh yeah, I'm just going to wing it like I normally would a voice note. Probably not the best way to do it. I also hated the lighting. So you can see that I'm in a new area with the dogs who you will see in the background if you're watching this, but also you'll see the mess that is my kitchen, living room, and dining room. And I thought, what better way for you guys to see more about Auntie Pretty than to see the actual mess that lives in my house? It's not always like this, but today is one of those days. I also noticed when I did the podcast last time that yeah, I do need to write some stuff down and come up with a few ideas for you, like sharing some voice notes that Michelle sent, giving you guys an idea of how do I pick the voice notes that Michelle sends to actually record, because not every single one I can do live then or like share with the internet. Um, and then I also wanted to get your thoughts. I also want you guys to send in some voice notes so that we can chat about your stuff too. Because one of the messages that we get all of the time is how great my relationship is with Michelle, and how we remind some of you about you and your sisters that are still with us and some of your sisters that have passed. And those are the best messages, not the messages that your sisters have passed, but just messages that you guys can resonate with us. So yeah, welcome back to the episode. So the first thing I want to talk about is, what am I seeing on my TikTok? Because this will be something that I send voice notes to all of the time. So my current TikTok feed, and if we have the exact same feed, that'll be pretty sick. One, vegetables telling me how to store or cook them, pills explaining to me how to store or take them. If you're on this side of TikTok, it's literally like an AI version of whatever the thing is. If it's like a broccoli and it says, hey, if you don't want me to go bad, you have to do this. And I'm learning so much. So I save all of those. And I saw a guy recently pretending to be like those characters, and it was pretty funny. But they're great tips on how to store and cook your food. So there's one thing that's on my TikTok. Two, uh, political things, and I will be honest with you, um, as a Canadian, I think what's going on in the States is fucking insane. And for mental health reasons, I try not to get too close into it. It's a very privileged thing for me to be able to do. And we have our own craziness here in Canada and like leaking in from some of the States things. But I just want to say that give yourself space and grace when you need to, because this is not going to be the podcast to listen to if you want to get news, but just know, fucking insane. What are the other things that are on my TikTok right now? Lots of Bridgerton stuff. You guys know, if you follow me, I guess you're going to follow me on TikTok or Instagram, but we went to the Bridgerton event in Toronto this past week. It was sick. I got to rent a dress that I would never normally wear. Like I would never wear that dress to a wedding or any other event. I might now, actually, now that I put it on, and it looked pretty sweet. But I went to this place called Fitzroy in Toronto. They just rent dresses. So they have like multiple sizes of the same dress. You go in and there's like a little section of where you think you fit, and you go through and you just start picking dresses, and then you try on a bunch of dresses. The cool thing is, when I went, I said, hey, I'm going to this Bridgerton event tonight. And they said, we've actually had some girls rent dresses from us. So we'll be able to tell you if you're A, allowed to wear it, and B, if anyone else is wearing it. So the dress that I picked, which had like these great Bridgerton style sleeves and pockets, and it was like big and poofy. No one wore it, so it was like the easiest pick. I think it was like the second dress I put on, and I saw it online, and I was like, that's what I'm getting. But I'll talk more about the Bridgerton event in a bit. But there is a lot of Bridgerton stuff on my feed, which I'm quite happy about. What I'm hoping will start getting on my feed soon. I am a Bravo fan, and this is a big week for Bravo fans because Summer House is back. I think it's just a big week for me in general because Summer House is back. I fucking love Summer House. I am such a big fan of Amanda Petula. We can talk about her and Kyle breaking up if that's something you guys are interested in, but like I'm genuinely the most excited for that. And then anything else on my TikTok? No, I think that's it. I just really wanted to tell you guys about the vegetables that keep talking to me. Okay, let's talk Bridgerton event. So a few weeks ago, I had posted on my story that I will be absolutely obsessed. The fact that I'm not speaking in my Bridgerton voice is actually quite disappointing to me. Because typically when I binge it, I end up talking like I'm in the ton. And my good ladies, I do want you to know it is very important to me that you watch Bridgerton, because if you hear me talking like this, you'll have absolutely no idea why I'm doing it if you don't watch the ton. Watch it. It's great. Gives a little sexiness for all of you ladies who absolutely loved the heated rivalries. Gives you a little something, something before the next one comes back. So yeah, I posted that I'm like obsessed with it. And then I'm very fortunate enough to have a talent manager, and my talent manager, Atlanta, messaged me and said, "Hey, look what I just found." And it was an invite to the Netflix event. I think she sneaked me in, which was really great. But it was awesome. Like I said, I got to rent a dress. Cole was able to come with me. Typically I do have like, I want Michelle to come to these events. Does it mean people will see her? Yes. Oh no, it's fine. I here's the difference, guys. I don't want you to go looking for her. It's weird if you go looking for her. This isn't a Where's Waldo situation. This is a she just doesn't really want to be on the internet like that. So like, don't go looking for Michelle. However, if we are out and about and you see us, it's not that big of a deal. She couldn't come though because her house is the plague and everyone in her house is always sick for the winter. It's also hockey season, and her oldest plays hockey, so it's kind of hard for her to get out to Toronto, which is quite a far drive for her. So Cole got to come. This was his first influencer event, and I think he had a good time. I know I had a good time. We went up to Toronto. The W hosted us. I got to rent a dress. I was able to do like my hair and makeup myself because I'm very talented that way. And yeah, we went to the event. I have found one of the things that I've learned from doing content creation, which is such a weird thing to say because I think it has been like a quiet dream of mine to do content creation, and now I get to do it, which is just the weirdest and coolest thing. Thanks, Michelle, for sending that voice note. Um, One of the things I learned is I like going early to these events. And when I say early, I mean like right on time. The reason being is usually at these type of events, they have these little stations, or they call them like activations, where you can go and get your photos. Now, these are the setups where they're like, the influencer will go take their photos there and then they'll post it online. And I'm the worst for I have to remember that those things are work now. So there's a reason why I'm going to these things. It's to get the photos. It's to show Netflix, yo, I'm a big supporter. Holler and we can do a brand deal. It's to really, I enjoy meeting other content creators because I learn so much from other people. And I think in Canada, especially, like we've got such a good group of women and men that do content creation. But I always learn. I always take something from them. Um, their purse. No, I always take like info from them. So I wanted to get there early, and it's important for me just to get there early so I can kind of. It's sometimes overstimulation station, and there's just so many people and so many things that I could really get overwhelmed, so it's hard for me to relax. So we got there early. There was one girl there who was wearing like a gorgeous dress, and she was taking like the best photos, the best areas. I'm not even joking. She would take a spot and I would go, "Cool, we gotta go do that." And then I would go do it. And I like walked past her once and I was like, "Just want to let you know I will be behind you for the rest of the night doing exactly what you do." Because I can't pose. I find it so difficult to pose for cameras. I'm so awkward, so insanely awkward. It hurts. I'm telling you right now, they're like, okay, let's start again. This is a good voice note. Um, we go and we do all of the photos. There's one by the band that I did. There was a station where like they actually drew, like Cole and I posed, they took a photo and then they drew the photo, which was sick. I'm getting it framed. There was like another station with like a Bridgerton mask because it was like the masquerade ball, and got a photo there. Then there was one where it was like a professional photo. And the like, so I go up to take a professional photo. Of course, there's like a bunch of people around. So it's just, I'm already like, oh God, my eyes never stay open in photos. If I take 100 photos, 70% of them, I've got one eye closed, both eye closed, a quick blink. Um, it's It's a problem. I've been called out by multiple photographers, and guess what? At the Bridgerton event, that was, the same thing. I got up there and the girl was like, "Okay, can you, like, move because the lighting." I just have to learn my angles. I don't think I am terrible in photos, but I can get better, and when I see people like Sarah Nicole, the Birds of Papaya, taking photos, Alicia taking photos, um, fuck, honestly, anybody, name a person, and I'm like, "Yeah, they can take a better photo than me." I'm just like, I need to train. So, this year, you will notice I'm gonna get my photo taking game a lot better. So that was really cool. So we went early and we were able to do those things. A bunch of people were there. Alicia was doing interviews with the Bridgerton cast, which I think is so fucking sick. She did a dance. Um, One of my favorite people, Briony, was there as well. I got to meet my grandma's favorite content creator, and I'm gonna forget their name, but he's an Irish guy that goes around and does like reviews of Irish pubs. My grandma loves him. And if I were to ask her, "Hey, who's your favorite Instagrammer or TikToker?" She would say that guy. I met another Sarah that's in Toronto that we were friends like just through TikTok, and now we've chatted twice. So like we're definitely great friends now. Anyway, point of the story being the Bridgerton thing was flippin' great. So cool. The two main characters from this season were there, which I thought was cool. I also had just watched episode 4, which if you've watched it by now, and if you haven't, this is your fault. But he does some things to her. And I didn't mind watching it. And I liked it. And then I saw him in real life an hour later, which was weird. So that was Bridgerton. This was like a good ramble for you guys. Also, by now, you guys have definitely seen that I had a collaboration with Smash and Tess. That was wild. Going back to my I can't take photos conversation, when we agreed to do the Smash and Test thing, one of the coolest things for me was, hey, they're gonna send you the sweaters, and then you get to take the photos yourself. You get to pick the photographer, you get to pick the location, pick how you're gonna style it, how you're gonna wear it. And I was like, this is great. I'm gonna get my wedding photographer who I love and like gets my vibe, and we'll figure out a way to make it an anti-pretty vibe as well as Smash and Tess's vibe. Michelle will be able to be there. We'll get cute outfits. It's Galentine's Day theme. I love Galentine's Day stuff. So I'll bring all like my Galentine's blankets and we'll get candy and all of these things. The problem was, I am I am a doubter of myself. I have like crazy imposter syndrome. Um, I need a manager, whether it's my talent manager or like in work in corporate life when I had really good managers, I had to like say like I have a crazy imposter syndrome. I think I'm stupid. This is not working. Am I recording? Yeah, I think I am. When we had signed and we had booked all these things, in my mind, I was like, this is never going to happen. It's not going to happen. Don't talk about it to people. Don't tell anybody. Don't even like stress out about the photo shoot because it's not going to happen anyway. And it was probably 24 to 48 hours before the photo shoot that I was like, oh, I think this might be happening. They've like posted me on not that they hadn't posted me yet. It could have been 12 hours before the photo shoot, to be honest with you. I'd kind of made some outfits. I hadn't tried any of them on, so I didn't know if they looked good. Along with the photo shoot for Smash and Test, we were going to take some extra photos for branding for me. Didn't put on any outfits. I just was like, oh, I'll just like come up with them in my mind. We had our hair and makeup done. Michelle did hair. Then we hired someone to do makeup, and for that entire day, I learned so many lessons. I learned, hey, you should probably try on the clothes before you go to a photo shoot for clothes. I learned sometimes I feel like I want less people around me because I want less opinions, less chitter chatter. I just want like doers. But when I do that again, what I will likely do is have like a team meeting and like pick my team, have them come to the house and be like, here's your job, here's what I need you to do. Because I found it very overwhelming and like a little bit I wasn't really in the moment. I wasn't able to just like be present. The photos turned out great. I'm really, really proud of the smash and test photos. I'm really happy with the branding ones, but looking back at it now, I'm like, yeah, I would have changed a lot of things. But it's a learning process. This content creation is fucking weird. It's the coolest thing. And in all honesty, every single time I go to events, I get invited to things, I sign a brand deal, my brain immediately goes, you're not good. This is awful. People hate you. That's not me saying, hey, tell me how much you love me. I will take that. Don't get me wrong. But it's something I have to deal with. I just had a talk with a girlfriend. She was like, this is a me problem. This not feeling like I'm doing, like, that's a me problem. I worked in tech, like tech marketing for years and years and years and years and years. That was my professional job. That's what I did for a very long time. And now that I've kind of switched it and I'm the product, I'm the thing that I'm marketing, it's really weird. The positive thing is like with the anti-pretty persona, I can separate sometimes Catherine from the anti-pretty thing, although anti-pretty is very much part of my day-to-day. All of my nieces and nephews call me anti-pretty. Like, that's not a name I mean, it's a name that I made up myself, but it's a name that they talk to me. None of them say Auntie Catherine. There's 2 nephews that call me Catherine, but when they know they want something, they do it with the anti-pretty. But it's just been, yeah, it's with the smash and test stuff, with any of these events or things, I get so in my head about it, and it's really difficult for me to feel like, oh no, like I belong at this table. You know, it's difficult. That was very personal. You're welcome. I've decided with this podcast, and like I said earlier, I really want you guys to send um like audios. I would love for you guys to send your own voice notes. You can do it through the Anti-Pretty Instagram, but I'll also tag. I want to start an Instagram just for this podcast, just so I can keep things separate, and because I love making my life more complicated. Just send me a voice note. We'll start thinking of like themes that we can do voice notes to. Michelle's gonna come on, and we're gonna do like a talk. You're not gonna see her face. I'm probably gonna put her in a mask. There's a Lego mask in my house, and I'm like, could I hook that up and put a mic on in it? I don't know. I want to have like Cole on. I want you guys to meet my best friend Courtney, my other friends. It would be even great to get like some of the Canadian content creators on here, because I think that could be kind of cool if they also have imposter syndrome, which I'm gonna guess that they say they do, but they can hide it well. Then they'll be like, oh, you say hide it well. Doing this podcast is a little bit of getting over that imposter syndrome a bit and just doing the things. When I had a podcast before, I was like, ooh, it doesn't look right. The branding's not great. This is not great. That's not great. And I had a friend say to me, like, honestly, just do it and just like put it out. And that's what I've started to do more of, is I'm just going to put things out. And if it doesn't look great and it's not 100%, that's okay. But at least I've done the thing in which I set out to do, which is to do something. TED Talk complete. Stupid. Stupid. What are we at? 20 minutes. That's pretty good for a podcast, don't you think? 20 minutes is a good time. We've talked about TikTok thing. Proud auntie moment of the week. Today we went to Michelle's oldest, my nephew Callum. He is 4 and he's playing hockey, which is a very Canadian thing to do. All my Canadian mommies out there, you know. You hockey parents are flipping nuts. I'm going to put Michelle into this category because it's just like, it's a lot. You guys have a lot of practices. There's a lot of tournaments. Heaven forbid your kid is good enough to be on a rep team and you're traveling all the time. My cousin Melissa and Courtney are constantly traveling with the kids. They're at a tournament right now. Actually, Melissa just got back, so she just picked up her dog. You hockey parents are mental. It must be because you love your kids a lot, and that is good. Now, as the auntie of some of you mental, like as the sister, cousin, friend of you mental moms and the auntie of your children, we love going to hockey games. Don't love going to the early ones. Make yourself some afternoon or late morning games. But I do genuinely enjoy going to the kids' hockey. not to watch them play. No, to watch them play, but honestly to see their faces when they see us there and like coming to support. Callum today, it was really cool. He got a goal in his first game, which was sick, and he's been told that he's not allowed to. He plays with some of the older kids. He plays on like U7 and he's 4. U7, for people that don't know, and I'm just learning this, is under 7 years old, which would count because he's 4. So he got a goal and he skated away from us after the goal, but you could see that he kind of did like a, and it was really cute. And then he played 3 games like almost back to back to back. We were at the rink literally all morning, and we were up so early, which for Cole and me, just a dinks, double income, no kids. Isn't there like we're dink wads with dogs. We got up at 6. We were on the road before 7, and we were in an arena before 8:30. That is some auntie and uncle commitment. So he got a goal in his first game, and then in his third game, he got 3 goals. Hockey fans, what is that called? You're right, a hat trick. So we had 4 goals in total. This kid was flipping pumped. There was one point, I think it was like on a second or third goal, he was like, yeah, he doesn't have his celly down yet. A few of my nephews got great cellies. He hasn't figured out his celly yet, but he was like, yeah, and it was so freaking cute. And then after the tournament, we went back to his house and we were like, Callum, I guess we counted wrong because we were like, you got 3 goals because we were just saying the hat trick. And he was like, no, I got 4. And he was so proud. And you could tell he was so excited that we came. And it's the best friggin' feeling as aunties and uncles who don't, and I don't know if it's the same when you have kids, but like for us who don't have kids, you really see how important it is to play a part in your nieces and nephews' lives because they really do appreciate it. I mean, I have aunts and uncles, and I always appreciate when they came to my things. Fuck, I lived with my aunt for like, what, 2 or 3 years through COVID. Yeah, like it's the best. So anyway, that's my auntie story. Maybe that's what I do every week is I'll give you guys like an auntie story. Yeah, that would be cool. Okay, to wrap this up, I have a few requests for you guys. 1, if you're not following me on Instagram, what the fuck are you doing? And don't tell me you don't have Instagram. Everyone has Instagram. And if you don't, you have Facebook. Follow me on Facebook. Let's get those Facebook. So 1, if you're not following me on Instagram, can you please follow me on Instagram? Instagram. It is at Auntie Pretty, all one word. And it's auntie as an auntie and uncle on Facebook and Instagram. Have I told you to follow me on Instagram? The other thing is, for my Instagram followers, I'm also going to post this with the Sorry, This Is a Podcast Instagram as well. If you're not following me on there, please follow me on there because I think eventually I would like to separate these 2. Maybe I won't. You don't know. Neither do I. Only my angels do. So that's one thing. 2, if you have requests of what you would like me to talk about, please give me ideas. I think I do want to do like here's what my TikTok was because I love seeing if we have the same algorithm. Cole and I rarely do. Cole has my algorithm 4 weeks from now. Like he is always 4 weeks behind me on the algorithm. My sister has a weird algorithm. Right now she's all about Chinese medicine. She's followed someone that is teaching her to put onions in her socks and drink boiled apple water. So I want to know what's going on in yours if you tell me what's going on in mine, or if I tell you what's going on in mine. So tell me what you want to hear more of. You can DM Auntie Pretty. I read all of your DMs. I have to tell you guys, if I don't respond to a DM, I'm sorry. And it could just be that I'm busy and not doing a bunch. I'm telling you right now, I read all of your DMs. I do. I read all of your comments. I shouldn't say all the comments. I read a lot of comments. So feel free to DM. Tell me to stop doing this if you want. And then also, if you're up to it, send me a voice note. I would love to play a voice note on here. You can ask questions. You can tell a sister story, tell an auntie story, whatever it is. I would love to communicate with you guys that way because I think we're creating a cute little fun community. Anyway, thanks for listening to episode 2. I told Cole to not do these things, to not be like, don't say what episode it is. Just like freestyle it. But for me, this is episode 2. Next week, I'll try not to do that. So yeah, follow along, subscribe on YouTube, and you can see my messy house. Subscribe on Apple and or Spotify, whatever you listen to your podcasts. Follow me on Instagram if I haven't said that 500 times. Please do that. And yeah, thanks for listening to my podcast. Sorry it was a podcast. Hopefully you got to your place safely and you can turn me off now. All right. Toodles. How do you turn this off? Do you think I could be I'm not that innocent?